Hey, everybody! We got a special episode today. We got a guest episode, and we've got Justin from the Skeptic Spin. Man, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'll apologize to your audience. It's completely my fault that we're running behind because, once the gums start smacking, they just don't stop sometimes.
That's it. I know. I get it. And I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Doing the stuff.
Doing the stuff.
And
We're here. We're
making
here
us
to do
and
stuff.
It's all right. We got it. And it was just his fault. That's it. But no, so we're gonna get into it. We got some videos we're gonna cover and stuff. But
It's a nice place you got. I'm so happy you cleaned up before I got here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I
It
did.
looks good.
It does look good.
It looks good.
Right?
But you should, whenever you invite guests over, though, it's proper etiquette to like offer them a drink or something and maybe a tour of the house. You didn't do that, so
just see this house.
Next time.
You're gonna. I want to keep you from getting sick, and if you came or watch, showed the house. It's not. But all right, well, we're gonna get into it. I'm Brentley. This is Justin, and this is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. Yeah. And like I said, and if you like what we do here, and you want to hit that like, that'd be great. any liking that you can do, that you can demonstrate through that little button would be awesome. We really appreciate it around here. But what's up, man? So tell me a little bit about your channel, dude. Tell me what's going on.
Well, my channel is Skeptic Spin, and that would be as little as I could tell you about it. If I stopped there, that would be the little bit.
Right, you're right. That's so.
Well, I mean, we're all our social justice warriors out here, and we all got a fight we're trying to put up, and we're trying to educate and spread information, and we all have our different ways that we like to do that. Some people do call-in shows, other people do long format debates, some people just put on like 3-hour videos and debunk and watch and laugh and chuckle. I like to invite other people onto my channel and put the spotlight on them and make a whole episode about my guest. And then, we play this fake little game that I call Triple Take, where I'll have like 3 YouTube shorts that I'll handpick in advance specifically for my guest. And I'll put them through the grinder and have them live react and debunk those YouTube shorts. And it usually ends up in good laughs and good time, get to know some people. And I think my favorite part is the whole thing's done in 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was surprising. I was like, what? Because a lot of times I'll, be invited onto a show and they'll be like, all right, it's good this time. And I'll be like, in my head, be like, I'll get this stuff done after I stream or whatever. Right. And then I never think to ask like how long, and then it ends up being like 2.5, 3 hours. And I'm like, holy shit. Like I do an hour and a half and I feel like burnt out after I do.
I mean, I can do 3 or 4 hours, no problem. But but I feel like all of us really can, like some of my favorite channels, they're all doing 2-3 hour live streams, and I'll watch them all. Like I'll watch and I won't even put them on fast forward either. I'll just like throw that thing on and go about my day with them in my ear all day. And those things are great. And those moments are great. But I feel like for me, I was like, there's got to be a niche,
a better way.
Not necessarily a better way. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Right.
But there's got to be like, what if I only have a bus ride?
Right.
Like not all of us are capable of like listening to a 3-hour live stream throughout our whole day. But some of us might be on public transportation and we've got a half hour, 45 minutes. What are you going to put on? You're not going to put on the 2-3 hour debate live stream thing. You're going to put on whatever will be over so that you can get the whole thing by the end,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's why I always like feel bad because I'll always be telling myself like I do a show that I wouldn't even watch because I don't have usually 20 minutes is my max. Right. Yeah. So I'll have like 20 minutes. And so a lot of times I'll catch like 20 minutes or so of, a live stream or whatever. And I do, and I'll skip through sometimes, or I'll just try to show up live so I can hang out for a bit. But yeah, 20 minutes is about, and then my brain starts going somewhere else, and then I forget that video exists. And that's just the way the world for me is.
Yeah, and sometimes too, I find that like some live streams are only really they're best served live, right? Like it's so sometimes going back to a rewatch of a 3-hour live stream is kind of like, oh, I missed out on this, because it would have been so much better to be part of the chat and the audience, because the live streams, that's one of the main differences between a live stream and just putting out a video, is we get the live audience. Like I'm going to point out Jason Freer, who is on Skeptic Spin not too long ago, part of the BajaCon crew. I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully joining or being involved with soon. But yeah,
you were at BajaCon?
I was at BajaCon, and
cool.
I plan to be there next year, 100%, and hopefully even like a participating member behind the scenes, if at all possible.
Dude, hell yeah! Dude. Did you see the Apostate Sisters? I know they went.
So, yeah, I mean, BajaCon was an experience that perhaps I missed out on in a way, even though I was there, because. So first of all, I didn't know who everybody was. Right. So I recognized the people who were on stage, like the Seth Andrews, Aaron Roz, the Hemant Mehta, the Friendly Atheist, and all of that stuff. But there's people in the audience who I was just like, I had no idea that they were like fellow content creators or whatever. So like the Apostate Sisters or Stacy's Mom podcast.
Right. Really great one.
Godless Engineer was there.
Oh, he wasn't involved in he wasn't
involved at all. He was just a paying guest.
Holy shit.
And I saw Godless Engineer, and I was like, holy shit, I know that. I've seen his videos 1,000 times. He was the only face in the audience that I knew that wasn't part of like the performances on the stage. So I made sure I introduced myself to Jason, and I was like, hey man, yeah. Atheist Experience, or sorry, John, not Jason. Yeah, I was like Atheist Experience and the line, all that, and it's like, yeah, you're awesome, cool.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like Neil 604 Atheist was there, but I wouldn't have known him from another face in the crowd at that point.
Oh, really? Really? Yeah. He doesn't stand out to you? Like the biker dude?
Like... I mean, he hung out with Aaron Ra the whole time, so now you just get like a blurred cross section of like two dudes that might as well just be brothers.
Right, the biker group. He's got a biker entourage, like hanging out with.
But like I ate breakfast every morning with Hemant from Friendly Atheist.
No shit.
While Hemant was on stage, I sat next to Aaron Ra, who spent the entire time showing me puppy videos on his phone. It's like, check this out, and I'm just like, is this for real right now?
I'm actually trying to watch the thing. No, but that is a cute puppy.
I'm just like, he's got a purple beard. He's showing me like puppy videos, like.
That just feels so like
it was just awesome. It was great. It was great. Because awesome. If you haven't seen, Aaron Ra puts shorts up of his snakes and stuff being like puppies. Like he's at the park, he lets them out on the park and they're in the shade, or like he totally takes his snakes to the dog park. Like
what?
Yeah.
I don't think that's safe. There's something.
There's a bar. He brings them to this bar that he goes to. Like, oh yeah, he treats some of his snakes like dogs and cats, and like brings them out in town.
And I don't even want to see a drunk snake. I don't know what they would do. A drunken snake brawl. I just, I don't want to be there for that. But I guarantee that's what's happening every couple of days. Cause
like I heard Vice Rhino was at BajaCon too, and I was like, holy shit! I didn't.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, because like it's only recently that he started going live in person. He used to do the cartoon.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't even know if I know what he looks like. I mean, I know
we have the same name even too, but I didn't even know. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. I mean, you could look in the crowd for a cartoon rhino, but I don't think that you'd find him that way. That's just, cartoons only stay in Toontown. We know that because of the documentary that is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Right. And
it's trippy as hell that you brought that up, as I just like pretty much watched it yesterday.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
I love that movie. Like I wasn't allowed to watch it for like my whole childhood. And I always thought it looked so awesome, but I was never allowed to watch it because, Jessica Rabbit was too hot. So, and she's not a bad girl. She's just drawn that way. Okay. It wasn't her fault,
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, when I got there, I was literally, so I paid for the full VIP experience. I was like, there's a VIP dinner the first night, things like that. And I sat at a table with one other dude. and he was from Nunavut, so he didn't know anybody either. And I was just
He's from
going
what?
through
From Nineveh?
Nunavut.
None of it. He's not from any of it. What?
Right? Yeah, he's not from any of it. He's from
It's from none of it, dude.
yeah, it's one of the Canadian territories.
Oh, okay.
So he really traveled. Like he legit came from the Arctic Circle to like come and hang out at Bahakan.
What? Holy shit, dude. That's crazy, man. That's awesome.
But I was sitting at this table, I was having dinner with this guy, and it shocked the hell out of him to know that I'd been to Nunavut before. And I was like, yeah, I'm familiar with it. Been there a bunch of times. So that was interesting for him. And it was Pragmatic Crystal that was in my DMs who was just like, go find a Stacy's Mom podcast and say hi for me. And I did that, and then it was all downhill from there. Once I started meeting one person, I started meeting another person, right. And I think that's in the spirit of Bahakan, right? That's the idea is, you go there and you don't know anybody, but by the end, you're all kumbaya. Like, look at all these people I just met, and my Facebook blew up because like once you get 5 or 6 of these people on your Facebook account, all of them are like on your friends list, and then Secular Rarities now on your friends list, and like all these other people are over there. So it was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. But here, let's see who won today. Who won? We got Drusilla. Drusilla won. So is this cheating? Oh, because you're way too. That's at 12:45. That's way too early. What do you? That kind of is cheating. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm not. I'm going to allow it because A for effort, getting there that early, so you can be first. And Mr. Anti-Idiotic was second. All right. Hi. And Wolfo said, we did it. We showed up way too early. I'm off to bed. And so, and Pandora's Pinata, what's wrong with cheating now? See, and it's clearly understood that this is cheating according to the rules of anyway. But
I used to play professional paintball. Little known fact about me. And the rule is it's not cheating unless you get caught.
It's
not cheating until you're caught.
Yeah. That's I feel like that's a good way to say it, right? And you were a professional? You were professionally shooting people?
I was a sponsored traveling paintball player for 2 seasons.
No shit. Did you like Wheaties commercials and shit? You're like, I'm shooting people in the fucking face.
They never really reached that level of like popularity like professional paintball players, but like I was at Mile High Stadium playing paintball against other pro teams and things like that. And,
holy shit.
I was part of a Canadian league here in Canada, an X-ball league, as we call it and stuff. Yeah, dude, it's a weird thing.
That's awesome. I've never done I did the I feel it's just the laser tag, but I feel like that's not the same thing. That's it's quite.
Yeah, I mean, in paintball, it's called speedball, and there's an arena set up with these like airbags and stuff, and there's practice and all kinds of gameplay, and there's positions, and it's essentially capture the flag, and the more flags you can capture, the more points you get. And usually it's like the first team to 3 points wins. And yes, Ember, there are not only professional paintball leagues, but those real leagues and real teams have been in real video games. Like there's been paintball video games. Those teams and players in those video games are the real teams and players.
Holy shit. That's crazy. I had no idea. Like that would be fun. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know if we could do it. Well, I'm sure we could figure it out, but like everybody putting on like a GoPro, right? And then you can like watch each of their like separate little cameras and shit. Is that how it works professionally?
I mean, I guess you could, but here's the thing. No pro would want anything like a camera on them. So we would purposely do the best we can to wear as much baggy clothing as we can, a lot of soft clothing, anything that we can wipe off without anybody seeing, because literally half of the skill is cheating. Like I said, they literally mean like, it's not cheating unless you get caught. So part of practice is how to wipe paint off and not get caught by a ref, because you're not supposed to call yourself out as a pro. You got to wait till a ref drags your ass off the field.
Oh, no, really?
Wow. Oh, yeah. So guys will be like, our frontline guys will purposely look for a big puddle of paint and roll their ass in it, because then you can't tell if it's a fresh hit or not. Like,
oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are tripping.
And there's no mercy rule in pro paintball, so get ready to get shot at point blank, too.
Oh, God. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Those things hurt, too. I remember that. I did get shot with it a couple times just because I had a buddy, and he was messing with me. And anyway, I don't want to talk about it. It was sort of traumatizing. But let's see. Jason, what's up, dude? Jason Freer said, BahaCon 2025 speaker lineup was announced this past Friday. Holy shit. So they just released
that. Got Sick Gibbons on the list. Very exciting.
Right. I love this so much. Like I said, wiggling Brentleys. Because the last stream, we were talking about how maybe somebody names their toes, a kid's toes, like when you do your pitties or your putties, whatever. They maybe call them Brentleys, and so that's why we have toes here and call them wiggly Brentleys. Just so everybody knows, it's not just insane, and then I'm happy about this insane thing. It's actually a reference to something that happened on the last stream. All right. Anyway, but let's see what else we got here. Tons of mice. Hey, Lord Dissonance here. Hell yeah. Well, I don't know what that is. Is that a? Oh, it's a box. It's a box with a cat. Cats like boxes. I do. I don't know what that is. You can spend like so much money on a fucking house, and they're like, nope, the box though.
Yeah, the box. Yeah, like a toddler too.
Hey, we got our dog. We got this like tent thing for outside, that she can say. And it's like elevated off the ground, right? But it's like you put a little bed in there and it's like whatever. She would not go in that fucking thing. She was terrified of it for some reason. I think it like the wind blew a little bit and it like it kind of like, the tent material kind of like loft or whatever, and scared the shit out of it. And they're like, great. So that was fucking complete waste of money.
I bought my dog a new stuffed animal the other day, and when I took the tag off of it, it got all mad at me because it wanted the tag.
That's all.
Where'd you take the tag away for? That's my tag.
That's the fucking best part, man. Some things smelled insane. There's like factory smells all over that shit. That's great. And if you want some wiggly Brentleys, I don't know how could that. But we're just going to go with it. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout. Get your exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff. All right, here we go. So, so who is like, of all the people that have guested on your show, I would say not including me. So you don't have to, you don't have to.
I was going to just automatically go to the Punk Apostate.
Yeah. Apart from me, who is I think like your most interesting conversation so far with who?
Well, that's not a fair question to ask me now. Basically what you're saying is that if I answer this question, I've just butchered my entire potential lineup for 2025.
And
because none of them are going to be like, well, I'm not coming back. You didn't like it.
Exactly. And clip it out and say, did you see what he didn't fucking say about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've been very in fact, I'm just gonna steal this word. I've been blessed with the lineup of guests that I've been able to acquire between, the Aaron Ross and the Seth Andrews and Hemant Mantha from the Friendly Atheist and Godless Engineer. Like, the list is pretty heavy duty in my opinion. Had Professor Dave on this past year.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. He's in the millions. You know that? I didn't realize he was as fucking big as he was. I was like, wait a second.
3 million. He was in 3 million when he just hit 3 million when he came on my channel.
Fuck. That's insane.
So it was, it was just to have someone say like, yeah, man, let me come on over and like we'll do something. It'll be fun. We'll hang out. But you can't dismiss our fellow content creators, the ones that I consider to be part of our immediate community. Notably Ember in the chat right now, for instance. Mark Reed, Grayson Hawk, who's blowing up right now. Like, he's gone 2,000 subscribers up since this. He hit 1,000 in January. He's almost at 3,000. So he's doing very well.
It's like once you hit that stride, I think some shows like build really slowly, and then other ones just hit like a fucking cliff, and then he's doing
noteworthy stuff and exciting stuff, because he started out the year earlier this year, for example, raiding Dinosaur Adventureland.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Right, so like that alone was just like, holy shit, he actually went there.
Right.
So that helps for sure. And so I can't dismiss other channels, yourself, right? AJ from being or How to Human.
Yeah, she's doing good.
I'm forgetting some names right now, but like all the people, Maya, the goddess herself, right? So all these people I consider to be on our, we're part of that smaller group, all trying to make it, right? We're all trying to make waves and get our names out there. You know, like Ember. Ember's a great example of someone. She's over on like 18 different channels every given day, like just plugging away.
Yeah, she's got the Transpositions podcast.
Yeah.
Right, been doing that with Bree. It's another channel, Hive Side. It's a really great channel, and Stephanie Helms.
Yeah,
it's a good show. Check it out.
Yeah, so you know, having all of those faces come on over and do an episode with me too is also very important because, in my mind, one of these days, and probably sooner than later, one of us is going to blow up. Right? We're going to get just that right moment where something we did is going to get shared across. And I want to make sure that like we're all there, arms locked, kind of like, all right, here we go. Ember just went viral. Take us with you, Ember. Like we're all going to go, right? And that's kind of what I'm hoping. We're not just growing our own channels. We're growing everything we do. We're all growing each other's channels, right? Like my Adkisson always having guests on, right? So, you know, she gets subscribers from the guests that she got on, and then that guest is taking subscribers from her over to their channel. I'm here now hanging out with you. Hopefully someone over here is like, Skeptic Spin sounds stupid. Let's have a look. Right. And they're over there subscribing right now, hopefully, because, you know, for whatever reason. So we're all trying to make waves and get out there and we're trying to raise the audience to a level where our voices really get heard so that we can make those arguments and have those fights and discussions and educate people on things.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they say like a rising tide, right? Lifts all the rising tide sinks glass houses in the ships. Or something. But yeah, so here, so check it out. I got a couple of these videos here I wanted to show you.
I've heard of videos. They're fun.
I got three shorts. We're gonna kind of do the same thing that like you thank you, Andrew. That's it. Yeah, please. It's in the chat there. So if you want to subscribe, that'd be great.
Andrew.
Hell yeah, she's our head mod.
Okay, cool.
Head mod in charge. That's it. Yeah. All right, here we go. So these are all, like I said, like really short, but I can pause. I can't go back. So I'm just full disclosure to everybody. I'm not used to doing shorts, kind of for this reason, because I can't like do the 5 seconds back thing, but or the ones or whatever it is. But all right, let's check it out.
It's just a cigarette, and it cannot be that bad. Honey, don't you love me? And you know it makes me sad.
So this is what you were talking about, right? We were kind of having a private conversation in the chat about.
Yeah. When I was talking about the crown of thorns, what I'm saying is that the Church of Notre Dame actually claims to have the actual crown of thorns, and it's not that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it looks like someone's like version of a crown of thorns or something.
Yeah.
Either way, it looks like a bad thing to put on your head. You don't want to.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But it's like, it's funny because I thought like part of the point was like, this is proof of Jesus or whatever. And now we're finding out that there's multiple.
Is there more people? They have the actual crown of thorns?
I think that's what they were saying, right?
Oh, okay.
It looks like, and then check this out. What?
It's just a cigarette like you always used to do.
Oh my God! A mountain. You see this? Are you seeing this? Evidence.
The mount, is that Mount Ararat or something? With
yeah. It's Mount Noah's Ark is what that is.
Mount Noah's Ark. Yeah, I mean, we already know that thing's been debunked 1,000 times, and yet some people are still defending it. And if I'm not mistaken, even the local government has gone as far as to, kind of like play along with the illusion or the delusion, as it were. With they've got like gift shops down at the bottom of the mountain, and there's like a there's like a mini resort built up because Christians are traveling here, and they're like, okay, if you want to come here to see this rock formation that is nothing at all because you think it's Noah's Ark.
Wow, dude. I'm here to see the special boat mountain for the mythology story. Yeah. Like, we got you. Maybe we should make a hotel. Like, we should do the no tell. No, that doesn't work. I was gonna try to combine the anyway.
The no tell hotel, Noah.
Yeah,
the Noah don't tell.
Yeah, it doesn't work. See,
The Noah don't tell Noah's hotel.
there you go. Don't tell Noah's hotel. That's
Don't
it.
tell Noah's hotel.
I was trying
Yeah.
it. You got it there. That's what I was. Yeah, dude. So, no, but hold on. Let me see if there's words for the first part.
It's just
Proof
a
God is
cigarette,
real.
and it cannot
Crown of thorns.
be that bad.
And that's it. Okay.
But what is this one?
and
I've
this
never
one's not-
seen this one.
Because they show two different ones. I'm like, how are you? If it's proof of God, like I think showing two different ones people are claiming are both them, and it's obvious that it's two different fucking ones. Wouldn't that be evidence against this being proof of God?
Well, not only that, if it was 2,000 some odd years ago, all this is like this
Kindling.
thing would never have survived 2,000 years.
Right.
Even if they freeze dried it 2,000 years ago, it wasn't going to survive 2,000 years.
Put it in a book. You like put a book on it.
Yeah, it's not a leaf. All this is proof to me is that you can make a crown out of thorns. That's all this is.
Oh, maybe is that what they're doing? So I can here's how you could have done it. So
Have you seen the
proof.
actual the one that the
No.
Catholic Church claims they have?
no, see, that's what I thought this was. Okay.
No.
Hold on, let me see if I can. Are you Googling it?
Yeah.
You want to Google it? Okay, here, and I'll share your screen and we'll go that way. That's what I was thinking. It'd be fun because like trying to
Yeah, because they have it in an they have it inside this like plastic container.
Oh really?
Yeah. Open.
You see this back like I keep on trying to figure out like what I think this is a hand dryer or a hand towel. See on the back of the wall.
That's definitely like a napkin holder.
A napkin holder.
Some
Okay.
kind like a paper
is-
towel dispenser.
It's like, what is this thing fucking up my shot? Man, like right in the middle.
Here, I'll screen share this. This is the image of the actual what they claim they have here to be the crown of thorns.
What the fuck? What?
So this is the actual apparent crown of thorns, and they've got it in this plastic tube because, of course, it's all decayed and like rotted and broken and failing.
How did they get the weird? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, how did they get it in the tube to begin with, though? Wouldn't they have had to? This looks like they'd have to build it at the same time. Like, wouldn't you have to make the?
Well, this is just their method of preserving it. What
So it's just
like
quick, I
so it's a modern preservation. Look, it's even the same image they've got from that short that you had
yeah.
in this Wikipedia page. But yeah, that's the crown of thorns that they're claiming they have here.
It's a sharp's container.
Yeah, see?
So okay. Damn,
Yeah,
that's
so
weird.
there's actually like a Netflix special right now that I'm dying to watch with some friends. Maybe you'll come sometime. I keep
Yeah.
saying it. I at this point I've said it to everybody, and I have yet to like set a date and time for us to all go watch it.
Right.
But it's on Netflix, and it's about religious artifacts. And the first episode is about this crown of thorns, because one of the miracles they're claiming is that when the Notre Dame church was on fire, this thing survived.
Oh, the crown of thorns survived the fire.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating to me because it's new information to me. I didn't know people were walking around claiming they had the actual crown of thorns, this thing
Right.
made out of like organic material from however thousands of years ago, and they were still sitting around with it.
Right? Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, and thank you so much, Michael. It's $2 for guess how many claim to have Jesus's foreskin.
How many?
Well,
$2
4.
worth?
It's the numbers in the question. I don't know. A lot? I would hope not.
Was Jesus
No.
circumcised?
Yeah, he'd have to be, right? Because he's Jewish.
Would he have to be? Because
I thought that was a
I
big.
mean, I don't know the time frame for which these things happen, but like when
Right.
were Catholics doing circumcision before Jesus was born?
I think so. Because
Okay.
doesn't it say? Well,
It's
no,
the Old
because
Testament?
the Old Testament was you would get circumcised in the Old Testament too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we need to study it more. But
Yeah.
one thing is for sure, if we're made in God's image, why does he want us to take a piece of it off? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like I know. I thought the whole thing was that you can't change your body at all.
Look at God's
That made you
design. How
perfect.
can you say we're not designed? And it was like, so he designed us with a piece that needed removing?
Right. Yeah, you decide like it's it's like the appendix or whatever. Or is it
Yeah.
the appendix? Like the one that you don't need, the vestigial organ. You know.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's vestigial anymore. I think they found a valid use for it.
Oh,
You
really?
don't need it to survive but it turns out it's not as 100% useless as they thought it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact purpose of it, but
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. That would make sense.
Pandora, it's a factory recall. Yeah,
It's a factory.
yeah. It's like when you buy a new car or new tires, and the tires have those little rubber tabs on them. You don't need them. They're just they're left over from the manufacturing process. You can pull them off. It doesn't matter.
What? I thought you had to have those for the tires to work. I thought they just stopped being tires.
No, you can
once you don't have
your
those
tires. You can take those little rubber pieces off.
They turn into squares when those come out. It's just here. Check this out. Let's see what you think of this. I'm gonna test your knowledge a little bit here.
Okay,
but I have I'm not gonna know if you're right. I'm just testing your knowledge. That's all. I'm saying.
Right? That's a person.
Yeah, this is a person. This is a human. His name's Frankie. We call him old Frankie around here.
Frankie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the most amazing archaeological discoveries in history related to the Bible. This is the Merneptah stela. There was a pharaoh in Egypt by the name of Merneptah. He came right after Ramses II. And this stela, this victory statement, comes from 1208 BC. So this thing is over 3,200 years old. And if you look down here, you can see how it's kind of worn more black because people were actually touching the inscription that mentioned that Israel as a nation had been laid waste by Pharaoh Merneptah in 1208 BC. Well, how could that be if the Exodus took place in the 1200s, like many people say?
So, just to be clear, it's these are always funny to me when they do these kind of videos because it sounds like to me he's trying to shoehorn in like he's like, oh, we're gonna like the contemporary like scholarship says that this is this way, and how could it be that way if it's this way? Well, it could. The Bible, everything I want to be true could still be true if you think of it this way and that way, whatever, because I feel like that's what he's doing here.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. Also, like he says at the very end, right before you paused it there, actually, so not at the end, but where you paused it there, he was like, if this is 1200, what happened about the Exodus that people talk about? And it's like, well, as far as I know, no real archaeologists talk about the Exodus, because as far as they're concerned, it never happened. At all. There were no Jewish slaves in Egypt to talk about. So this has nothing to do. One has nothing to do with the other.
Right. Exactly.
All he's excited about is the mention of Israel on an Egyptian tablet. That's not extraordinary at all.
No. But here, we'll let him finish it out.
The much more consistent date for the Exodus, according to the Bible and archaeology, is the Exodus took place in the 1400s BC.
See, according to archaeology and the Bible, according to the Bible too now. Like if we've had, according to both the realness, but the Bible.
He would struggle to find a real archaeologist that would accept the Exodus taking place at all. Like, the last I heard, it was, you can't technically prove that it didn't happen because that would be proving a negative.
Right.
But the last I heard was like, if it took place, it's the quietest, like, cleanest, least evidentiary example of a giant moment in history to ever take place, because there is no signs of any people traveling through a desert for 40 years, which other archaeologists have been like, what the hell were they doing in a desert for 40 years? It wouldn't have taken 40 years to get across this thing.
Like, it was like a couple miles or something. Like they said it was like just going down. I can't remember who it was. We were talking about it, and he was like, it's like getting lost when you're like going from Manhattan to Queens or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it was some small fucking
absurd. Because like eventually you should automatically just by accident come across something.
Of course.
Anarchic Fox really kind of sums it up perfectly right there. No credible archaeologist can confirm the Exodus. And I don't think, as far as I'm concerned, that's as good as it's gonna get. Because you can't just say, here's evidence it didn't happen. Like that.
Right. Here's all the proof, like beyond a shadow of a doubt that something did not happen.
We didn't find a single fossilized turd. We didn't find like any kind of evidence of a drowned Pharaoh army in the Red Sea. Like there's nothing. There is nothing. There's not even proof that Jews were in Egypt. So
ever, like the languages, as far as I understand, the people that really debunked it the most, for as far as I understand, were linguists, like historical, like history linguists or whatever. Like they proved somehow that I guess the languages hadn't intersected at all until a certain.
You know what this does
like
prove, though? That the Egyptians were able to catalog and forever in stone document historical things that happened.
Right.
Yet we don't have anything like that for the Bible.
Nope. And we don't have that for the event that they're trying to say happened.
Right.
Involving fucking Egypt. And they keep good records, and yet nothing.
This reminds me, the idea of the Exodus story and the Bible in general reminds me of those YouTube channels of people that are trying to put on what looks like a news broadcast, and they're giving you a story. They're telling you about breaking news. This is happening, but no one else is reporting on it. Yet it would be the biggest thing.
Right.
Aliens are landing right now in this desert. Oh my God. Like they're giving you this report of this aliens are landing for real right now. And they're the only ones reporting on that.
But you look up on your news thing. Yeah, nothing. Nothing at all. I know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like 9 times out of 10. That's what I've had to come to be like, where's the article for this sort of thing or whatever? Like I try not to debate online, but every so often I remember the one person was trying to say there was evidence of people eating dogs and cats if you do a FOIA request. And I'd be like, is there any mutilated animals in that area? Okay, there you go. There's the evidence. And I was like, why isn't this being reported on by a actual source? Like, why would I have to take a FOIA request out for this bombshell fucking information, right? Like
the stories in the Bible are so fantastic that it would be beyond just recorded in the Bible. Like if Jesus visited a town and turned all of this multiplied all this bread and wine,
right,
everybody in town would have gone home and carved that on their wall. Like they would have all been like, holy crap, here's dear diary, here's what happened today. Like it would have been everywhere, but it isn't, right? Like today we've got big news going on in Syria. You go on YouTube and you look up Syria, you're gonna get 1,800 different YouTube channels and news organizations are reporting on the actions and activities going on in Syria right now.
Right.
But this guy is just basically look, does Egypt's guy talk about Israel? Bible's true. It's like, well, no, that's a leap and a half, buddy.
And even having to be like, well, and this is conflicting with the archaeological evidence, unless you think of this other thing, unless I make up this other thing or whatever, and it fixes it all. Or whatever.
I'm going to David Copperfield some math for you so that this will work. And now look, there was Jews in Egypt. It's like, no, there wasn't.
No, not a thing that happened.
Particularly according to the Bible, 1446 BC, that would have given the Israelites enough time to get into the land and become a nation, so later Merneptah could brag that he had beaten them. This is amazing. It's 3,200 years old, and it's got Israel on it.
That's it.
That's it. He summarized exactly it's 3,200 years old, and the word Israel on it.
Israel's there. So boom.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know for 100% sure, but around where I live, whenever you enter a new town, there's a big sign that says welcome to so and so. I wonder if there's a big sign that says welcome to Israel, because then that would be proof of Israel and God and too, right? Because there's a sign that says welcome to Israel.
There is. Yeah, you're right.
I can't believe he ended that short with that line.
I know.
It's so in your face, like, look, it's old and says Israel, so we win.
So that's it. So I'm right. Even though everything I was just shoehorning in what I'd like to think.
Oh my goodness.
It's so and sums it up.
Actually,
perfect.
If we did rewind too, he actually just flat out says, well, well, if the Exodus took place at like 12, so you can rewind if you can click on the timeline. But
Okay.
he says something about like 1200. This thing is 1200 years old, but the Exodus is like 1208 years. Whatever. All he does is jump to a different number because it works better. He didn't explain why we could go to that number. He's like, but if it was 1400 years, this works.
Then it works as long as it's the different. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and he's saying here, I'll show you.
And if you look down here, you can see how it's kind of worn more black because people were actually touching the inscription that mentioned that Israel as a nation had been laid waste by Pharaoh Merneptah in 1208 BC. Well, how could that be if the Exodus took place in the 1200s, like many people say? The much more consistent date for the Exodus, according to the Bible and archaeology, is the Exodus took place in the 1400s BC, particularly according to the Bible, 1446 BC. That would have given the Israelites enough time.
According to the Bible, 1446 BC. How? Where the Bible says, and in 1446 BC, by the way.
Wouldn't that be funny if the Bible did refer to years that way? Because then that would mean like the first chapters of Jesus's birth, someone would have woken up, would have been, well, I guess it's year 1 AD.
Yeah, this is
happy 1 AD, happy 1 AD. Like
it's the first year, y'all. Yeah,
that would be trippy if there's a happy one. It's a happy 1 year.
We're starting the calendar. Happy the calendar starting day.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm so glad that year 1 ended, so we can start year 1. Year 1 BC is,
and then exactly. It's like when you get to Central Avenue and there's a first and then another first. Anyway,
get into the land and become a nation.
It's trippy how they try to like find other historical things to just make it fit. And this comes back to
that's what it is.
That popular argument that I've heard 100 times too, is that the fact that New York is mentioned in a Spider-Man comic doesn't make the fact that Spider-Man's real.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Oh yeah,
because who doesn't love Spider-Man? Right, Ember?
He's like my favorite. But yeah, so he's Pharaoh said, "What a joke! I was in New Jersey in 1208 BC." So even that's wrong according to Pharaoh here. So Frank's way off. That's my point here. The Bible even talks about God writing in stone, yet the Bible is paper. See, I knew it. See, something's fishy here. It's just I'm not buying it.
And for all of the information in the Bible, over many translations and over 2,000 years or however many thousands of years you want to equate to it, like how many tablets of stone would it have taken? Like if we wrote the Bible in its original, whatever language it would have been written in, onto stone, how much stone would that be?
Right? Yeah.
There would be an entire industry to just mine the tablets needed to write the Bible on.
Exactly.
Like the Bible would be technically so heavy and written in stone, it would become a unit of measurement. We would start being like, "Oh, how many Bible pages does that weigh?" And it'd be like 4.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly.
4 Bible pages.
Unit of weight. Exactly.
How much crop did you yield this year? Oh, we got a whole 12 Bible pages worth of corn this year. Oh, cool.
Right. Yeah. I got the Old Testament's worth of horses and cows that you can. Hey now, Ember, come on now. I don't even know what I'm gonna choose to pretend that I did not see you say that because I choose. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go with that.
I don't see the word dork as a bad thing, honestly. I see Ember say Spider-Man's a dork, and I'm just like, yeah, damn right.
He's a cool dork, though, right? Because
I had a woman one time. It was a friend of the family's, and we were visiting her at her cottage, and she was talking about how when she goes and visits the cottage, that things are quieter. And she says it's because there's no 5G antennas around. She's like, because when I'm at home, my ears are ringing and I feel like I got headaches more often and stuff like that. So when I come to the cottage, I don't have any more headaches and my ears kind of stop ringing and stuff. And she's like, and it's got to be because there's no 5G antennas out here at the cottage. And I was just like, okay, first of all, dear friend of the family's, for your ears to have any kind of like reaction to 5G's antennas would be a complete crossing of wires in your sensory perception, because 5G does not your ears won't detect it. Like it's just not something your ears are equipped to pick up is 5G signals. I said, secondly, is it possible that maybe you have less headaches because you're out here chill on a lake at a cottage where there's like no stress?
Right.
Anyways, I told her I was like,
that's too normal.
I told her I was like, I know I'm a total nerd, and then she's like, don't say that about yourself. She's like, no, you're so much better than that, and I'm just like, no, man, that's nerds. A badge of honor. Like for me, nerd, dork, dweeb, all that. That's the hippest thing. The hippest you could be right now is to be one of them.
Right? Yeah. It's become like it used to be. Back in like the douchebag 90s, I think, where you had all the douchebags that were like the popular kids, and they were the cool ones and everything. And like as time progressed, people realized, I think, that like those kids actually weren't that cool. They were kind of like bullies and assholes. And so the cooler people ended up being the nerds and the dorks and the geeks and stuff like that over time, and the punks, all the outcasts, the freaks.
For me, it's when Saved by the Bell finally went off the air.
Dude, yeah.
Because they would portray like geeks, dweebs, and nerds had a very specific like stereotype.
It's a cartoon. Yeah, it was a cartoon level of like they literally had pocket protectors and had their pants up like they all
their belly buttons over their belly buttons.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the dweebs were always with the runny noses and like had asthma. And the dorks were the ones playing D&D and reading comic books. Like they had a fine line down the middle defining exactly the difference between nerd, dork, and dweeb. So
well, and that's a great example too, because if you actually go back and watch that show, you could look at Zach. He is a fucking piece of shit throughout the whole show. He is an awful fucking person. Like he just is, man. Like there was a whole like YouTube series on like it was called like Zach Morris is the worst or something like that, and it goes like it takes you like through all of the episodes and show just how terrible he was and just selfish and just threw all his friends under the butt. Like he was just a terrible person, yet he's the main character of the show. And that's kind of the point, right, that I'm talking about. Is like we realized that person was kind of a fucking douchebag, right? And so the nerds ended up taking over, and that's when the Big Bang Theory came out, and now it's just kind of stuck around.
I love situations like that where people dive in and dissect shows like Saved by the Bell and flip it up so that it's like, the main star of the show is the biggest dick in the entire show, like. And it kind of, in a way, it's kind of real too, because if you think about it, he also had a superpower where he could stop time, and talk to the camera. And we're just lucky he didn't use that for evil,
for even more evil. He did use it a few times, for stuff.
Like I love the idea of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. The idea that if you took Indiana out of that movie, it would have still happened exactly the same way, and he had no impact on the story whatsoever. Like I love seeing that kind of thing.
They mentioned that in Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
you like
I teach a class where I teach my students this book called Save the Cat, which is like it's like the introductory level on screenplay writing.
Oh no shit! Oh
yeah, awesome. and according to Save the Cat, the Avengers Infinity Stone movie,
the first one.
Yeah, the first of the two final. That story, Thanos is the hero, according to the techniques taught in that book. So if you think about it, if you go back and you watch Infinity War, that's what it was called, Infinity War before Endgame, and then you watch it, that movie actually does play out as Thanos being the hero. Not that necessarily in the case that the hero in this case is the good guy. We're not saying he's the good guy. What I'm saying is they wrote that the reason that movie is good is because the Avengers are the bad guys in that movie.
Right.
Thanos is trying to accomplish a task,
and then
he's meeting people that are pushing back on his task, and the whole movie ends with him snapping his fingers and getting his way. So Thanos, that whole movie is written from the point of view of Thanos as the hero of the movie.
Because it even starts out with him like taking down one of the strongest like Avengers. It's like setting it up, this guy's like nothing to play with,
Yeah, so the book here talks about the 15 different story beats that all movies follow. And if you guys are that interested in the movies as much as I am, if you read this, you'll never watch a movie the same way again. Because if the movie's missing a beat, it'll drive you nuts for the rest of the movie.
No
So
shit.
like one of the tech things in that, and one of the beats in that book before they enter into the third act is the idea that your hero needs to go through a whole bunch of setbacks. So if you think about the Infinity War, Thanos has to kill his adopted daughter,
Yeah.
Gamora.
Mhm.
So that would be like the Dark Knight of the Souls beat that happens in that book, right? Then there's, like you mentioned, Thor has an axe like halfway through his chest. Like the villains come really close to stopping Thanos. And if you go look at any superhero movie or any movie in general, it all happens that way before the hero wins. Everything has to fall apart right before the hero wins. Look at Back to the Future, right? The villain in Back to the Future is time. And if we look at that final scene, the most popular scene in probably movie history, because it's so anxiety inducing, what happens? Like everything happens. The wire gets unplugged, the car stalls out, everything that could go wrong is going wrong right now.
Right.
In Infinity War, that's exactly what happens to Thanos. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong to Thanos right now. He has to like sacrifice his stepdaughter. He's got an axe in his chest. It's like the stone got destroyed at one point. He had to rewind time. So like, if you go back and watch it now and try to root for Thanos, Infinity War is Thanos' story.
That's awesome. And then it flips for the second one.
And it flips for the second one.
That's awesome. Oh yeah.
Anyways, that was a rabbit hole, and I love a good.
No, that's cool. I I like that a lot. That's cool. Here, I got one more. We can go over. Let me see here.
Missing a beat. Why you hate the Twilight movies?
That's good.
Yeah.
Jesus. Hold on. All right.
By the way, the concept, the title of the book, Save the Cat. The concept of that is that in every story we need a save the cat moment. So every hero has to have a moment where they essentially save the cat from a tree or whatever. That's the defining moment of why we like a particular hero.
Okay, I see.
That's why the title of the book is Save the Cat. It's been rewritten 1,000 times now. There's Save the Cat does a scene, Save the Cat goes to the movies, there's Save the Cat writes a novel. The concepts in Save the Cat are pretty introductory and pretty cool.
Huh. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. If they got an Audible, I'll definitely download that.
Yeah, and it's only like a 5-hour Audible even. It's not even that nice. But I promise after you read or listen to it, next time you watch a movie, you'll be like, they skipped the 5th beat. I can't watch this thing anymore. They missed it.
There's a huge hole in the plot.
Oh my god! I watched the new Transformers movie, which was otherwise really good.
Really?
But there's an ex machina moment in that movie that makes the first 20 minutes of it completely friggin' pointless. It just for me triggered me so hard because I don't just read this. I teach this to students, so I grade their stories, and I'm looking at these things all the time now. That there's a moment in that movie where the first 20 minutes are now deleted. You don't even need them. You could have started the movie here, and it would have been just as important.
That's
but the rest of it's great. It's really good.
Right. Okay. I haven't seen that one yet. It's like the one like year one or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Transformers 1. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen it yet.
It's an equivalent. It's an equivalent to like the classic pirate chest adventure, right? So like you're gonna go. We found a map. We're gonna go find the treasure, right?
Oh, okay. Okay. I like those.
But imagine for a minute that you found a map. You spend 25 minutes of the movie researching the map, trying to find clues on the map, trying to figure out where this thing is, when all you had to do was ask that guy.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what happens in Transformers 1. They spend the first 20 minutes giving you all this lore and investigation and studying and research, and all they had to do was ask that guy.
Just ask.
It's the treasure's over there, and that's really what they said. That's over there.
Well, nobody asked if I would have told you I knew where it was when we were looking for the map and everything. Wow, dude, that's funny. That almost feels like those like endings where it's like, oh, Harry Potter forgot that he had like a spell power that's he didn't do the whole movie or whatever. You know what I mean?
Or the original Jurassic Park movie that you won't find anyone to hate. Nobody hates that movie. Right? The 1993 Jurassic Park movie.
Just watched it.
If you learn proper like movie techniques and stuff, the ending is bullshit. The ending is bullshit because literally had the heroes of the story, the humans, did nothing.
Yeah.
Except run away.
They just got off.
Yeah, the T-Rex showed up, stopped the raptors, and the movie ended. And it was like, wait a minute, that was random. It didn't, at the time, it doesn't matter because it's so awesome. And in 1993, especially, it's like, holy crap, right? But if you really go back with like, with sharper eyes and look at it, you're just gonna be like, you know what? That movie ending is complete bullshit.
It didn't do anything. Yeah, and I feel like even in the book, they figure out they have to nuke the island and stuff. Like there was so much more to it, I thought, in the book. But yeah, and they didn't have any of those endings.
Yeah,
but that's crazy.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, here, check this. Okay, yeah, here, check this one out. This guy's so weird, but he just does some pointing here, so it's not. I don't know. I refuse to make those. Like I'm just not. I refuse. You're never going to see me in a video. I don't know why. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Okay.
It's funny how we've got our videos stacked right now in this StreamYard, and you just kind of did the pointing up at me.
I'm not, exactly. I will.
Our 2-person Brady Bunch. Okay.
That's right. Throw the ball to you, and then All right, here we go.
Know the actual day that Jesus was crucified? We can narrow it down to where we're pretty sure of it. So, for instance, we know that it's during the reign of Pilate, which is between 26 and 36 AD. We know that he's crucified on a Friday because he has to be rushed down from the cross because Sabbath is about to begin. We know it's during Passover. And when you put all of those things together, there's two options. You've got.
Is that accurate? Like, I don't know how much you know about the timing of Jesus and all that type of stuff being crucified. What do you think about this so far?
Well, so here's my first problem with this is he mentions it's between 29 and 36 AD.
Okay.
So the crucifixion took place somewhere between 29 and 36. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Don't we know that Jesus was 33 years old when he died?
Right.
Pretty sure we know that. The Bible is pretty, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it actually says that's how old he is.
Yeah, I think it does on his 33rd year or something. It's not like
right.
At one point. Yeah.
So why are we using this broad 29 to 36 for this crucifixion date? Why are we using that? Are they acceptable? Are they accepting a margin of error, perhaps?
I think so. Well, yeah, because I think that they don't know when he was born, right? Isn't that the kind of thing? And we know it's like within 1 to 3 AD, right? Or 1 to 3 CE.
Now,
anyway,
but he comes back with a pretty hard certainty of he was taken down on a Friday.
Right.
So it was between these 5 years or 7 years, sorry, of 29 to 36, but it was a Friday.
But a Friday, though.
So I happen to know that
here's it up.
That we could probably pick the exact year out by just looking for which one of those fell on a Friday. Because I will bet you dollars to donuts, there's only one day during Passover that falls on the right Friday within 29 and 39, 29 and 36 years. Like
I thought it was always a Friday because it was like one of those moving holidays because it didn't have to be on the Sabbath or something. Or am I off on that? Because I thought something about the Sabbath and Passover like lined up or something. No, I could be mistaken. But,
all of the timing is so arbitrary at this point because like I can make any hard mathematical equation come out to the answer that I want by adding a maybe answer question or a maybe number in there, a variable in there that's like, let's just pick a number between this and that. Yeah. And that way I'll get the answer I want. Right. So it doesn't matter if he knows it was on a Friday and if he knows it took place this and knows that he takes as soon as he says between 29 and 36 AD, who cares?
He's fucking 7. What is that? 6-7 years?
Yeah. Like
almost.
Who cares?
Better part of a decade.
Yeah, until if you can't narrow the year down, how the fuck did you narrow down a Friday?
Yeah, and what would it even matter? You know,
and what
you know the day of the week. Okay, cool. Like, yeah, that's funny. But here, check out what he gets to here. It's funny.
Got April 7th of 30 AD or April 3rd of 33 AD. There's good evidence that it's the later date because Pilate's really concerned about Tiberius Caesar's mood, which favors the later date. And when you plug, by the scripture gives us clues that
because the something in the Bible says that he's like concerned about that? Is that I think that's what he's saying. He's getting it from the Bible, right? Is
No,
that what?
because so if I'm not mistaken, there's actual historical evidence that Pontius Pilate actually existed.
Yeah,
In fact, he's like one of the few people in the Bible we can actually say really existed.
right.
Because
he was
there's
a political
other
leader.
evidence of him in other historical documents.
Right.
Interestingly enough, there isn't any of Jesus, but okay, fine.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
they're trying to again marry these ideas of the Bible to other sources in order to, in their minds too, it's like if we can get one thing to be accurate, right? If we can
Right.
just say, if we can nail down this idea that this one moment happened for real because it's written on this Egyptian tablet or on this text about a same person that's mentioned in the Bible, like that's really these shorts you're showing me today have a lot of this, like, look, this Egypt tablet mentions Israel, and like, oh look, we have evidence that Pontius Pilate existed and he was doing this on that day. So
Right.
based on his itinerary, we can determine that he must have been at a crucifixion on
That's
this
not-
day.
That's what I'm
Like-
saying. Like it's funny because like Pilate, like is a political leader. Like it would make sense for him to be one of the people in the Bible to exist because like, if you were trying to write a story, it would be it'd be good of you to maybe put some characters in your story or whatever that actually did exist and were political leaders at that time.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So it makes sense.
And I'll bring this up again too. We have evidence of what Pontius Pilate was worried about going on over with like Caesar and all of that, but yet he didn't mention it's like crucified a Jew today. Like he didn't mention that.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
We're recording arbitrary, weird little emotions and moments of Pilate and like the things he was going through on other fronts, but at no point is he talking about like, yeah, I totally let this group of people have their way with this one Jew guy claiming to be the son of God, and he didn't bother to put this in writing, or no one did.
Or releasing, like, or saying they released Barabbas, like that was another thing that was not, like, according.
And if I'm not mistaken, too, the concept of someone coming down off a crucifixion and being placed in a tomb would have been a very unique, unusual, unlikely scenario. He wouldn't have mentioned that. It's like they wanted to give this guy a tomb rather than add him to the mass grave like we normally would, and I allowed it. Like that would have been noteworthy alone.
Yeah,
like if he didn't, like if he didn't care who he was and what his claims were, he washed his hands of the situation, as it were. It meant I don't care. That's basically if the story is to be true. That's this man saying, I don't give a shit, man. Do what you guys want. Caesar's being a bitch. I got to deal with that. Right? Fair enough. He didn't record it because he just didn't care. But someone going, hey, can we like retrieve the corpse off the cross so we can give them a proper burial and a tomb and all of that would have been like, well, first of all, if they were considered a criminal, no, they don't deserve it. They're going on the pile with the rest of the crooks. And if they did go, okay, fine, we really don't care, go ahead. Someone would have taken note of like, yeah, this weird thing happened at work today. People claimed the body that we crucified.
Right, which was not the custom of the day. Yeah,
we'll never nail someone to the cross again in case they want to reclaim a body again, because that sucked to get the nails out.
That was a lot of work trying to get those damn nails.
That's when the claw hammer was invented. No one ever thought about taking a nail out until that point. Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you just left them in everything. But yeah, I just heard Bart Ehrman talking about that the other day, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting point. I'd never heard that one before. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like, I'm not by any means an expert in these topics, and I probably should take the time to refresh, especially like when I went to school, we read the Bible in religion class, but it was in French. And most of it was spent like trying to stay awake, never mind paying any attention.
Right.
So it'd probably be worthwhile, especially being in this space, to get really, really proficient at learning all of the finer details of the 18 different Bibles that are out there. But from the years of Catholic school, like my elementary and high school life was all spent in Catholic school. From what I understand, all of this is so unlikely on so many levels. Never mind, take out the magic.
Right.
Take out the magic of it. It doesn't make any sense. How we're such a big moment, like someone being nailed to a cross. Crucifixion wasn't special, right? That's
No,
they did
yeah,
that
that's
every day.
pretty normal. Yeah.
But the fact that they went through the placing a crown and teasing this guy and like having him carry his own crucifix down the street and like nailing him to a cross, like
Right.
these are extraordinary circumstances. There would have been other records. People are talking in French in the chat now, so I'm not distracted.
No shit. I was gonna say it's not like a particularly boring language. It doesn't sound boring to me. It sounds fascinating, honestly.
Yeah, but then it's Catholic religious crap.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah.
Weird.
Yep.
But and the class was taught by your gym teacher, which is just like, here's this overweight guy in a tracksuit in the front of the class saying, "All right, read chapter so and so," and it was on Ember's show when Ember had me over that it dawned on me. It's like, you know what I realize is that in all of the years of religion class, we never started like at the beginning and just worked our way through the whole book. Every class was like, we're going to skip a bunch of chapters and just read these ones. And it never dawned on me until I was on Amber's channel. It was like, that makes sense, because if they would have had us read the whole thing, there would have been a lot of us in class going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This sounds terrible. This sounds like I was reading a Spider-Man comic and this is the shit Kingpin would have did. What the hell are you doing? What are you trying to tell me?
Yeah, and it's like, and we're supposed to see him as the good guy here. Jesus, it's crazy.
Let's finish this video.
All right, yeah.
Says the moon will be turned to blood on that day. Well, that's actually a technical term for a type of eclipse where the light of the sun gets redshifted around the earth and turns the moon red. And when you look up April 3rd, 33 AD in NASA records, sure enough, there's a partial eclipse that happens right then at 3 p.m., which is the precise moment that Jesus dies on the cross.
Was that the precise moment?
Well, here's the thing, and Ember points it out again. Love Ember. Ember's my favorite.
Right? Yeah.
Don't tell anybody else I said that. But anyways,
that's fine.
Here's the thing. They go into NASA records. They find that at 3 p.m. there was a partial eclipse. Well, of course, now he's going to say that's exactly when Jesus died.
Right. If it's anything close or anything within like lightning strikes,
even if in the text, even if in the Bible it said Jesus died at 3 p.m. on this date with an eclipse or a red moon or whatever. If they said specifically those words and NASA records came back and said, oh, actually the eclipse was 3 days later, they would go back to their text and go, oh, they missed a comma and it would have changed the meaning of the whole sentence. If you put a comma here, it still works.
Right.
Like
you got to go find, they got to kick those goalposts around a little bit.
The Bible is Plato. It is Plato to a theologist who can just like, oh, that's okay. We'll just a little squeeze here, a little pull here, a little stretch there, and see, it still works.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Ember was. Hold on, let's see. Ember saying the problem is the Gospels disagree on whether it was before Passover, after, during. Nobody knows. Okay, and then I thought also that two of the different Gospels disagree on the time. I thought it was like they had like literally one gospel says it was at one time and this particular hour, and then the other one says a completely different hour, and I can't remember where and which it is specifically, but I remember somebody covering that just the other day, and I was like, holy shit, they don't even line up with.
Here's another interesting thing that they did here, and we're going to dissect it. Let's rewind this back to the moment when he talks about the first moment he talks about the eclipse. Okay, so it's like just past half, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think he's right here.
Clues that says the moon will be turned to blood on that day. Well, that's actually a technical term for a type of eclipse where the light of the sun gets redshifted around the earth and turns the moon red. And when you look up,
so there's a type of eclipse where there's some redshifting going. We don't even need to know the technicalities of it technically, right? Mm-hmm. We just need to know, okay, there's a type of eclipse, turns the moon red. Got it. Understood. Okay, play.
Yeah. April 3rd, 33 AD in NASA records, sure enough, there's a partial eclipse that happens right then at 3 p.m.
There's a partial eclipse. Do you know what doesn't turn the moon red? Partial eclipses.
I was gonna say, like, it's not a full eclipse. It's just a partial one. Okay.
Right. So regardless of the red shifting or the technical words that he threw out there to make himself sound real smart,
Yeah.
Even if we're talking about moons turning red from a certain eclipse type, my Google search says no, partial lunar eclipses are not red.
No shit, really?
So
Wow.
if NASA records say there's a partial lunar eclipse on April 7th or 3rd or whatever at 3 p.m.,
Has nothing.
cool. Wouldn't have been red though.
Yeah. Which is the literal only connecting factor here. because of the
whole
saying,
Bible saying red moon.
right.
So he's using his Plato Bible again, and he's stretching, he's pulling, he's dotting some I's and putting some holes and stuff, and he's making it work.
That's so funny, dude. Hey, the sequel one. What's up, dude? Hell yeah, he made it. And, yeah, he said, I'll spin you, doctor. I don't know what the reference.
I don't know, but my motor just revved a little.
And if you want Justin to spin your doctor, just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley, and check out. And you can buy services from Justin specifically to Jack Blood, and it's all included. And anyway, go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley, and check out to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley. Get your butt some stuff. Okay.
That's the best freaking segue ever. Well done, bro. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was fun.
I want to live with you again as soon as possible, and the next time I come on, I'm going to try to make as many sexual dumb funny things as I can to see how many segues you can sneak into an episode.
Right? Yeah, dude. That's like the main reason why I got Adam. And it's not like people buy sex toys all the time. You know what I mean? It's not like something that you need to keep on purchasing or anything. So it's kind of just for fun, right? You know, but I'm surprised. Like, everybody's awesome that they actually do go buy a lot of stuff quite often. It's more often than I would think. You know what I mean? So it was cool.
I'm just checking on what he said too, that there's NASA records that say there was an eclipse on that day.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing, because they'll just fucking flatly lie. You know, they'll just say the bullshit out loud, outright.
So a total solar eclipse occurred on March 19th, 33 CE, whatever that means, but I assume it's just another way for AD. With peak totality at 1250 local time in Jerusalem. However, the eclipse was not visible in Jerusalem because it was in Antarctica.
Oh my God.
There was a partial lunar eclipse that occurred on April 3rd, 33 CE, as he pointed out in the video.
Okay.
Peak totality was at 4:47 in Jerusalem, not 3 o'clock as he said in the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's too late. Jesus would have been already dead by then.
Interestingly enough, my Google search also says that the eclipse helped the scholars to narrow down the possible date of the crucifixion.
Okay.
So Google is just as guilty.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because I feel like a lot of if you got to put in scholarship, or did you put in scholarship, or did you just
you mean Google Scholar? No, I didn't. I'm right now reading what the AI is responding as my question.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's gonna respond thinking that you might be a Christian, right? So I feel like
if it's an AI, it's grabbing sources from across the internet, and there's probably several websites claiming that that's proof of Jesus and blah blah blah. But the Bible says red moon, and partial eclipses don't give us those red moons. So
what's Grok? Lord Dissonant said, "Ask Grok." What's Grok?
I don't know. Let's ask Grok.
Is it Google? No, Google. I don't know. I was gonna try to. I'm not good at doing that. When you just
when I typed Grok, all I get is a board game.
Oh, okay. So you ask a board game. I don't know, Lord. I don't think it's gonna help us to ask. Is it like the movie Big, where you go to that little
thing? It's a fun game, though.
They print out your fortune. I don't think we can. Asking a board game's gonna do anything, buddy. So,
maybe it's like a Ouija board thing. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what it sounded like. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Maybe it's like Ask Jeeves. Maybe I gotta type Ask Grok.
Maybe. Is it Ask Grok? It's Twitter's.
That was a sex toy segue. Just saying. Ask Grok. Coming next week, our brand new item, Ask Grok.
That's right.
Coming in brand new 3 flavors.
That's right. There you go. It's perfect.
Get a tube of Ask Rock right now at adamandeve.com.
That's right.
And if you guys figure out what you use it for, let us know.
Well, caveman's not going to know anything, dude. Like, why would that?
Is a caveman? Okay.
It's not going to help us at all. All right. They know
That sounds
less
like
than
That sounds
I
like
do.
a fun search engine to create.
Right.
Ask
Yeah.
Rock, and then it's just this like pro magnum man come up with a massive forehead, and he just gives you stupid answers.
Yeah, just like prints out. It just like is a random response.
Every answer is, I don't know. I just figured out fire.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but there's fire for you though. I like that. Tons of
man.
Mice said it's a reference to Elon's Cybertruck. If it goes on the water, it sinks like a grok. Okay. Still don't feel like I'm understanding.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
feeling
online
more
enough.
and dumber and dumber. It's kind of like, oh shit, I've not
don't
been
know.
Googling enough stuff.
I
I'm
guess
watching the wrong channels on YouTube.
that's
Because
what it
apparently
is.
I'm missing out on this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was just like, is that from? I don't think so. Is it from the Crudes? I don't know.
Good movie.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, for sure.
I had a crush on Emma Stone during that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so you got anything coming up on your show soon?
Taking
Any
a little bit of
plans?
time. Taking a little bit of time. I'm gonna do some rebranding. I've created some some new art and stuff and new icons and just kind of when Skeptic Spin kind of came around, it was kind of like a need scenario. I was rebooting and restarting and I was like scrambling to get things ready for like the first few guests that I was going to have on because I was just getting back from BajaCon and it was, that was the whole thing.
Right.
So now I'm taking some time to like, if we could go back in time and set our channels up to be perfect, exactly the way we always imagined them to be, we
Right.
probably would all go back and start again and do it perfectly and spend all the monies and do all the things. Well, I didn't do that at first. And now I'm just putting some time into it. I'm about to hit 500 subscribers, so things are about to start getting real for me where I'll be able to hopefully do some like raids. That's the thing I'm really dying for. I'm looking forward to like ending an episode and sending my audience over to some other channel and like I want to get into the point where we start passing this baton along a little more. Like right now, if we're about to end, it would be sick if we knew where this audience we should send them. You know what I mean?
Right. I always forget about that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can put in like at the end and it'll
Once
just
I have the
redirect.
ability to do it, I'm gonna start becoming that annoying voice. It's gonna be like, who are we rating? You gonna raid somebody? You better, send that audience along. Like, like you can watch Ember's channel, for instance, and
Right.
you're gonna get sent over to Maya right after, which is just was perfect. Things like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm real excited to get to the point of where I can actually be a participating member of the community, right? Like right now, I'm the wannabe. Can I play? I want to play. And I get the small subs. I don't have 1,000 yet, so I can't get super chats. I'm working towards that. That's the goal.
Right.
I got
Well,
the
there's not-
subscribers are coming in. I got to get the view hours. The view hours I'm struggling on.
Right. I mean, and that's where like, live streams really do help because they count. Every minute counts towards that. So,
Well, not always, because in some
What?
cases, especially over during election times, all of my video watch hours were like 0. Because I brought up something electoral, because it had something to do with Trump or whatever. It immediately, my video got like demonetized because of political speak.
you
and I
got
think
demonetized without even having been
they
monetized.
they put demonetized. In other words, there'll be no ad revenue from this ever
Oh,
because of
ever.
political speech.
Okay.
And therefore
Weird.
the hours, I guess, didn't count towards my watch hours, because for those of you guys who don't do the YouTube things, you need a certain number of subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours to be able to get those features unlocked that allow you to do like raids and things of that sort. I'm getting decent subscribers, but I'm not getting the watch hours because a lot of the content I was doing, I would show one short about Donald Trump and the whole thing would be like, you don't get any hours from this. This doesn't count. And I think it only really has to do with because it was an election year. I think if I were to do something Trump now, it's okay. But there's, because I think there's an American law that says, or even in the YouTube terms and agreement or whatever, that because I'm not an American, I can't promote a candidate. So because I was
Oh.
showing Trump stuff, it was kind of like promotion or anti-promotion, whichever way you think the promotion goes. Because I'm not American and my channel's Canadian, I guess they were like, yeah, you're not going to get any hours from this.
That's great. Because I was gonna say, I was like, dude, I've said political stuff.
Probably
all the
because
time.
you're American, so
I'm
it's
American.
probably fine.
I see. So
But because I'm from
allowed
another
to influence,
country, it would be considered as an outside
to psyop.
source trying to influence another country's elections, so they didn't count any of
Russian-
the view hours.
It's a French psyop, just trying to turn everybody into French. Like
So
Vladimir.
Pandora says it best right there. So otherwise, it would be potentially election interference. So
Thank
because I'm
you.
from another
That's the
country,
word.
for me
Yeah.
to sit here and say anything good or bad about a candidate in America would technically be an outside source trying to influence another country's election. So I don't get any.
That's so weird.
My videos are fine. Like the live streams are still there and ready to watch.
Yeah.
But I didn't get any benefits of them at all.
That's so crazy. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, but that's why I did a
didn't know
couple
that.
of debates. I hosted a couple of debates on the channel, and those were fantastic. Those got me like 1,000 views. And
Oh yeah. Sometimes might say Canadians are only allowed to promote their syrup. Because it got a lot of syrup.
when you don't add the word maple syrup in there, it just sounds kinky.
Right?
Something
Yeah.
I
like
could get
what
at
syrup?
adamandeve.com.
Like a human syrup? And if you want some human syrup, just go to Adam and Eve. They got toys that help produce the human syrup. It goes on your face or wherever it ends up. But go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley. Yeah, Canada, like Canada actually has. We went over this with the Canada Day episode where we talked about the backup barrels of Canadian.
Yeah, we have an emergency supply of maple syrup. It's kept in Quebec in a giant
Emergency.
warehouse in barrels. It's counted, is accounted for. It's gold. It's literally worth billions of dollars.
Holy
like
shit.
when you
Yeah.
have a country, as silly as maple syrup sounds, if you have a country that controls more than 50% of something, it's valuable as gold, right?
Right.
So Canada
Wow.
controls 70% of the world's maple syrup supply.
Wow.
So even though it's just maple syrup, you need to treat it like the world's most precious commodity because, like, literally you're the number one supply of it.
Damn.
Right?
Right. Oh wow. That's
Like-
it. So you got
Yeah,
basically
if you're the number
supply and
one
demand.
supply of cotton candy, like if you got more than 51% control of the world's cotton candy, it might sound stupid to have a cotton candy reserve. But when it's got that much value on the global scale because you own the most of it, it's not that
Right.
stupid anymore.
Yeah, it's literally valuable. It just putting the word. Let me just put it this way: putting the word emergency on it just makes it sound funny. You know what I mean? An
Yeah. Well,
emergency reserve.
it's not really emergency. It's the same thing as gasoline in the
Right.
sense that if you store it instead of selling it, you can control the market. So
Mm-hmm.
again, you own more than 50% of something. If you don't sell it all right away, you can control what the cost of a thing is by releasing it in a timely manner. So maple syrup keeps for a very long time, pretty much forever. So
Is it
don't
like this
we don't
honey?
harvest it and put it out on the market right away. No, harvest it and
Mhm.
hold on to it and
Huh.
control the output stream of it. By doing that, you can control the price of it. It's the same thing with barrels of oil. That's exactly how they do that, right? They pump tons of oil out. America, Canada, all of us have huge oil supplies. This is one of the misconceptions that people kept talking about, like, oh, well, Trump's going to get in office. He's going to drill, baby. It's like, who cares about how much you drill? That's not going to make any country energy efficient or bring the prices down. The prices are controlled by the way they release the oil. We could stop drilling tomorrow. When I say we, North America, okay? So I'm just going to just lump us together for a second. We're a 2-story house, all right? Me in the second story, right? If we were to stop oil production tomorrow, our gas prices could stay level at where they are probably for years before the stores went down to a level that it was like, we're going to start charging a lot more because we're running out. Like, yeah, don't let the oil prices fool you. It's not how much can we drill, it's how much do we let out.
Right.
And for that matter, both of our countries don't even keep most of the oil we drill.
No, we sell it to other people,
We
don't
sell
we?
it to other people, and then we
Yeah.
buy their oil
And then we buy theirs
because
it's
it's
like,
cheaper than ours.
right. Well, and it's something about keeping the money moving. It's, I don't know. I don't understand it.
Well,
actually, to be honest. It's like,
well, it has to
it's
do with
better
certain
to-
countries not getting along with other countries too, right? So like if you're friendly with one country that say like another country isn't friendly with you, we'll sell you our oil for a raised price, and we'll just buy our oil from these guys over here because it's cheaper than what we're selling it to you for. It's
Gotcha. Okay,
I'm
that makes
simplifying the
sense,
hell out
actually.
of it, but yeah,
I'm
as
sure that's
ridiculous as a maple syrup
the whole-
preserve is, we're just controlling the market,
right.
right?
Oh,
So we
that's
don't
all.
give it all out so that we can keep the price high and our pockets happy, at least until tariffs get put in place, and then we're all fucked.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's coming soon, from what I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to cost
apparently they're gonna-
Canada $7 billion a year if
Jesus.
Trump puts his tariffs on us.
And then that's going to cost us that much because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, so it's
Get
going
right
to cost
back
us
on
$7 billion a year because we're going to lose the sales of our items to you guys.
Right.
And then you guys are
Right.
going to pay double for everything because now you're going to pay the tariff, and because there's going to be so much less of it, the price will go up of that as well.
Jesus
right.
Christ.
But I don't know. Apparently, Justin Trudeau visited Trump in Mar-a-Lago. It's interesting to me that people are already like dealing with with Trump when like he's not even in office yet.
Right.
The
I
sticky
know. And
Illuminati.
the Illuminati sticky.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that like Trudeau goes and visits Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and apparently he came back with like Trump saying like, "Don't worry, I'm not going to put it on you." Right. But like, I don't know. We all know Trump says one thing and then does another.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah.
useless trying to go by what he says, because what he says is nothing. It's just
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
going to
some
be
manipulation.
yeah, I'm actively trying to, even my emails. So I'm in the middle of potentially selling and moving. Like I want to get a new house. Okay, like I feel bad for everyone who's got it tough out there. But for me, for the last 5-6 years, I've been winning. I'm winning personally, just kicking ass, taking names. Justin Trudeau has been awesome. So I bought my first house during Trudeau's administration, and I'm looking to buy my next one. And
Wow.
I'm feeling rushed
Yeah.
because I feel like if I don't do this before January, my mortgage is screwed.
Yeah.
And I might not even be able to afford the house I'm in because of Trump. Never mind the
Damn.
next house. So I want to
See.
get the next mortgage and lock in the next 5 years so that I can just go and live happily ever after and let the Trump times hopefully go by and disappear. But
Fuck yeah, I know. We're just gonna like wake me up in September 2020, whatever, like when he's out of there.
yeah, a
Jesus.
great YouTube ally, Robin
to me, yeah.
Webster. I don't know if you're familiar with Robin Webster.
Oh, Robin, yeah.
Yeah, so she posted on her channel today a picture of Iran from the 1970s. And maybe I should just bring it up to show everybody because it's fascinating as hell.
Yeah.
Any case, what was my point to the whole story? Oh, the point that Robin Webster was trying to make was that after Iran became like that like religious fascist country,
Mm-hmm.
it was it looks just like any other picture from the 70s, even in America, right?
Right.
But then the country gets taken over by crap. I'm having a hard time finding her channel right now. Hold on a second. Maybe if it's just in my notifications still, maybe. Anyways, the point of the image is that they still haven't recovered from it.
Really?
So I feel like the point Robin Webster is trying to make is that, the things that Trump is fixing to do are going to take a long time for America to recover from.
Yeah.
Robin Webster.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
See, the thing is Robin's not. She posts a lot in her community tabs, but she doesn't do a whole lot of videos.
Oh, okay.
So searching for Robin Webster, even though I know I'm subscribed to her.
Right? I was just saying, I'm kind of, I can't really do anything yet.
I mean, I'm subscribed to like 300 people, so it's like, how do you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, just go.
Maybe the image is just on Google. We can just do Iran. 1970s. Because it's a shocking image. It's like, really? Because it looks like a picture I could find in my dad's photo album. Like, it looks that casual.
Really? And then all of a sudden,
Like, I can't find the exact image that Robin Webster showed on her channel.
It's in the chat.
There you go.
Do you have the chat pulled up? Look,
Thank you. There it is. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
That's awesome.
screen share this. So, yeah, Robin drops great knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So here's Robin Webster posting that in Iran, 1970s, before religious extremists took control of the government, now the women are not allowed to speak in public. It isn't a long trip with religion in charge. So, you know, she makes one good point, and I realize it's like the feminist point of view, and that's important, and that's great. I took it a little further when I saw this, because it's like, you know, if Trump is going to rule from a religious point of view, even with him out of office, how long until we're back to these happy, smiling, stylish people? Right? Like, for 1970s, these people, like, these women are gorgeous. Like, look at them, just fashionitas. They've got to be like, that's
wearing pants.
Yeah, like, that's a $50 haircut if I ever saw one.
Exactly. Yeah. They clearly got a good economy and stuff, you know.
Yeah. So, you know, it brings up the question to me of how long until, you know, after Trump is even gone, before you guys get back to square one, if it were, you know what I mean? It's a one step forward, or what's the saying? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I feel like you guys are now going to be entering a 1 step forward, 2 step back, which means by the time 4 years is up, you guys are going to be back to the 90s again.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be, you know, we're all going to have to, the women will all have to be wearing bonnets and knee length skirts and stuff. You know, it's going to be a mess. They're not
that girl in the middle would have been an Instagram model today, like, for sure.
Right? Yeah, I could see that. That is wild. That's so crazy. That's from the 70s.
I mean, it's also, to me, a great example of we're not so different, are we?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, like, if Robin didn't say this was 1970s Iran, I would have been like, this is my mom and her friends.
Yeah. Here in the US somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is crazy. Said the feminist point and the men run. We run from it. No, that's
so yeah, like, you know, Robin always posts interesting things like this, but then I always get way more out of it than just the point she's trying to make. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy, and you can tell it's 70s because there isn't a bra in the picture either.
Yeah, they didn't make those yet. No. Those were later,
and that's because there wasn't an AdamandEve.com for them to go and get their underwear from.
That's right, and they do have. You see the nice ladies at the bottom there. The ladies do not come. It's just the lingerie. That's, you know, just what they're wearing. But yeah, go to AdamandEve.
That's just a shipping setback. You're working on it, right?
Right. Yeah, we're getting there. You know, I think they're going to be robots, but it'd be, you know, we'll see. But go to AdamandEve.com. Enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Get your butt some stuff. And thank you, Justin, so much for hanging out, man. This was a lot of fun.
Segue master.
Right? Got it. But one more time, tell everybody where they can find you.
So you can so you can find me over on Skeptic Spin. Actually, we were talking about what I was up to, and I was saying that I was taking a bit of a break and rebranding and all that stuff, but I do have 2 shows booked between now and the end of the year. And the first one is on December 27th. I am going to do my final episode of 2024 of Triple Take. And the guest I brought on is Arn Ra.
No shit.
Yeah, so Arn's going to come and tackle Triple Take and debunk and react to a couple of YouTube shorts, the standard program that I do. So Spin Dr. Mike will be there as well. And should be fun. And then on the 30th of December, as it's no secret, you know this, Brentley, all of us content creators know this. We have an amazing group of mods and people that are always in our chat, helping to do the real work, to be honest, because all we do is hit the go live button, and then people like Andrew and Titan Uranus come into the chat and keep everybody straight and give us links to images we can't find when we need them. They're basically not just mods, they're producers at this point.
Seriously.
So
100%.
So I don't want to forget any of the important mods or chat bosses that we have, but I've decided I'm going to pick on one at a time. So on December 30th, I'm doing a tribute celebration. Thank you so much for being you for Pragmatic Crystal. We're going to do a game night stream. We're just going to hang out, shoot the shit, and gush and goober and talk about how much we love Pragmatic Crystal and the work that Pragmatic Crystal does in our chat. Who, like, again, she's only one of a few people that is the reason why I'm still on the YouTubes trying to carve out a piece of it myself. So I decided, and again, this is not to like diminish the efforts from other people like Antjer or other mods and stuff. I'll get to you guys, don't worry. I had to start somewhere. So I'm going to pick on Pragmatic Crystal, and we're going to do a stream all about them and play some games and have some fun.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's all. Yeah, let me know. Let me know when that is. I'd love to.
I just did. December 30th.
December 30th. And what's, I don't have a good memory. I'll get back with you about
just go to Skeptic Spin and turn on the notification button. While you're there, hit like, and then you're all set. All
right. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
And if you're not subscribed, shame on you.
No, I am.
And if you are subscribed, hey, thanks.
Hell yeah.
If it helps, I've gained a couple subscribers just being here with you. So
no shit. Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll just hold you hostage. We'll just stay live. This is it. I'm going to stay here with Brentley live, and we're not going to stop until I hit 500 subscribers, which means you're going to have to stare at me on the Punk Apostate channel until that happens. That's just it. So, you don't get any more of your amazing regular Brentley streams from now on until I hit 500. This is a hostage situation.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Thanks again, though, man. I really do appreciate you hanging out, man. This is a lot of fun.
I was so excited when you gave me the invite to come hang out with you, and like I said, Hecklick is a new subscriber for me. Thank you so much. Like I said, I would love to come hang out with you again if your audience or your fans will allow it, and we'll do this again. Like, I've seen your other live streams, and if you've got room for a second voice, just shoot me the message and I'll be here.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Sounds good, man. I'll hit you up.
I just went up another subscriber.
No shit, really? Damn.
I'm winning. They don't want me here with you. They're like, oh shit, free Brentley.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Save fairness. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But well, hey y'all, if you want to support the channel, you could support us by supporting our sponsor, AdamandEve.com, and entering that code word Brentley at checkout.
Who's your sponsor?
AdamandEve.com.
Okay. And what can I get there?
Dildos.
Nice. Can I get stuff from my butt?
You can. That is specifically what you should get from there. Unless you got other stuff that you want the stuff for. But you can support our show by supporting our sponsor, AdamandEve.com, and entering that code word Brentley at checkout, or you can do a bunch of other shit, right? Like, you got all this stuff you can do. You can become a patron. You can do a one-time payment on Cash App. Our cash tag is Punk Apostate. You can become a member and get an extra live stream every week. And if I get anything wrong, or you just want to do like a private correspondence that you don't want out there in front of everybody, just send me an email, punkapostate@gmail.com. I want to hear from you, see what's going on, and join our Discord. We got a Discord link down there in the description, as well as links to all my socials, and you can follow me on that stuff. So, but hey, the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate, and we will see you next time. I don't know.